Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do this makeup look. This is my everyday makeup that I do for school when I'm going out. I hope this tutorial was easy for beginners to follow and I hope you all enjoy. So let's get started. So the first step of my makeup is going to be skin prep because this really hydrates your base, and if your skin is dry, your makeup's going to look dry and crusty. So let's hydrate the base first of all. This step really depends on your skin type. I have normal to dry skin, so I'm going to be using more hydrating products. I also find that the lighter weight the products, the better your makeup will sit over top. I don't care if you have oily skin, I don't care if you have dry skin, at least just do one finger moisturizer because I'm telling you this will really improve how your makeup sits on your face. The serum in particular that I'm using today, I find it really helps because it's slightly tacky, so it creates a better base for your makeup to stick. My last step of skin prep is going to be my moisturizer. This is the best one I've ever tried. This is actually my second bottle. I do love this brand so much, and I find that this really works well because it is so lightweight, so it sits really nicely under your makeup. And now just wait for that to absorb a little bit. I usually have a handheld fan, but I don't today. I don't know where it went, so I'm just gonna, while you wait for your skin to absorb the product, go get a snack, go get a drink, do whatever you want. Now that our skin prep is done, I'm gonna start off with the primer. This step is optional, but I do think it increases the longevity of your makeup. There's different ones to use depending on your skin type and your concern. So if you have oilier skin and you want to blur your pores, then use a blurring primer. Or if you want to make sure that your makeup lasts a really long time, use a sticky primer. While we give the primer time for it to absorb into our skin, I'm going to do my eyebrow gel. You can tell that this one is very much loved. It has been stained by my blush, but I was actually watching a makeup tutorial yesterday and I've had this for almost 2 years and I just found out that there is a brush in the cap. So I've actually never used this part of the product before. We're gonna do our eyebrow gel. This way, if it gets onto your skin, you have time to clean it up before you go with your foundation so it won't sit weird. So I'm gonna brush my eyebrows through. This eyebrow gel does have a really long hold on your eyebrows, and another thing that I really like about it is it doesn't flake off during the day. You can use a tinted brow gel if that is something that you want. Okay, those are my brows. Next step is foundation. This step is optional. You can go with a full coverage one, medium coverage, light coverage. I'm personally going in with a BB cream. So I'm just gonna pump it on the back of my hand. I'm gonna use my fingers to apply it onto my face. And then to blend that into my face, this is my preferred type of sponge. It's super duper thick and bouncy. This one is obviously well loved. There's a lot of foundation on this puff. I'm just gonna use this to tap the product into my face. And do you see how this BB cream just gives me the most glowy, dewy base while still covering up most of my redness, but it still looks really natural? I love this BB cream so much. Next, I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and this is where I like to put my concealer. So I put it under my eyes. I'm also gonna put it on the side of my nose because that is where I get a lot of redness. And then if you have any other blemishes you want to cover, put the concealer there. And I know that a lot of people also like to put it in between their eyebrows. I do like to use a brush to blend out my concealer, however, this is the style of brush that I'm using. If you do need a higher coverage when you're covering blemishes, leave it for a few minutes to sit and then blend out the outside of it and don't blend directly straight onto the pimple. I find that using a brush gives me more coverage because it doesn't absorb all of the product. I love these two products together. They make my base look so flawless and so good. Next, I'm gonna go in with my contour. So this is the style of brush that I'm gonna be using today. This is the Real Technique 241 makeup brush. And I'm gonna put some on the side of my hand and I'm gonna tap with the brush. And then due to the lighting that I have at my vanity, it really helps me see where the natural shadows fall on my face. So when it comes to the cheekbones, I'm gonna be mostly dragging it down and doing really light tapping motions. Also bringing it along my jawline or my chin and onto my forehead. And then I'm going to do the other side. I do most of my nose contour with powder products, but roughly I'm just going to do a little bit down this top of my nose bridge, a little bit down at the bottom, and call it a day with the liquid contour. Next is one of my favorite steps, blush. For this specific blush that I'm using, you have to press out through the button, but I actually pierced that hole with my nail, so I'm going to use the end of my brush just to squeeze some out. And I'm going to be using my finger to apply it to my face, so I'm just going to take a bit on my finger. And then my blush placement, I put it underneath my eye. We are going to be blending out with a brush afterwards. I'm also going to put a little bit at the bottom of my nose, and then if I have a bit extra, I'll also put a bit on my chin. Now I'm going to go in with my Flower Nose blush brush. This is the best blush brush in existence. I'm just going to gradually tap that into my face. My last liquid product before I set my base is going to be highlighter. This is actually one of the only liquid products that I don't put on the back of my hand before I go in with it on my face. I'm going to put it right above my cheekbones, a little bit on the tip of my nose, and a small stripe down my nose. And I'm just going to blend that in. Now I'm going to set my liquid products with powder and setting spray. I'm first of all going to do one spray of setting spray on my face. And I do this in kind of like a snowflake motion. Next, I'm going to take my powder. This powder actually does come with a puff. And then before I go in with it on my face, I like to dab off the excess on the back of my hand. Now I'm going to start off at the side of my nose, and this will kind of naturally contour it. And I'm also going to do this on the other side. And then I'm going to go with the rest of the powder under my eyes, on my chin, and then a little bit just between my eyebrows. If you have really oily skin, you can put it on other places of your face. Once I've done that, I'm going to go with another layer of my setting spray. Now that that has dried down, I'm going to wipe off the excess powder from my nose. Next part of my routine is going to be my eye makeup. I'm going to start with my eyeshadow. I'm going to start with going in all along my base with the base color, and I'm just going to tap this in over my entire eyelid as well as my lower lid. Next, I'm going to go in with my pink shades. I'm going to mix these two actually just because I'm running low on the one shade that I would usually use. And I'm just going to blend this in by doing small circular motions over my entire lid. And I'm also taking that along my lower lid. I actually like to pinch my brush to make it flatter for when I'm going along my lower lid. Then I'm going to go in with my slightly darker shade, and for this I'm going to use a slightly smaller, denser brush. And I'm going to start by tapping it into the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to blend it. And then for the bottom lid, I'm just going to put that really along the very outer corner. I do not want to go far into the middle of my eye. Next, with a really small brush, I'm pretty sure this is an eyeliner brush, I'm going to go in with a mixture of these two shades, tapping off the excess on the palm of my hand, and then I'm going to be going along my lower waterline. Not actually going into the waterline, just below it. The next step I'm going to be doing is called e.l.f. It is a Korean makeup technique, and no, it is not Asian fishing. It's just going to make my eyes look a lot bigger. So I'm going to go in with these shades mixed together. I naturally have this shape on my eye, but I'm just going to smile a wee bit, and I'm going to tap that in to where I can see the natural eye bag. It's going to look a little bit crazy and a little bit scary, but once we blend it in, it's all going to be okay. I'm going to go back in with my big pink shade and my bigger brush. I'm going to blend at the area that I just applied, and now I'm going to start applying my shimmers. So I'm going to go with a mixture of these two shimmer shades from this specific eyeshadow palette. When you're putting on shimmers, I find out they become up a lot more pigmented if you literally just use your finger. So I'm going to apply it with my finger, just tapping it onto my lid, and then don't really stray into the area where we applied the darker eyeshadow. I mainly just put it in the front. This eyeshadow just creates such a beautiful shimmer. Next, I'm going to be going in with this kind of like an eyeshadow stick, and this is such a beautiful shimmery white color, and I'm first of all going to put it along right here. This is going to really highlight the eyes when the light hits it. And then I'm going to be finishing off the e.l.f. with this, and I'm going to put this along. I'm going to slightly bring it into the inner corner. Again, gonna look a little bit crazy, but this product actually comes with a little sponge at the other end, and I'm going to use that to blend everything out. I do mascara at the end of my routine, so for now, my final step is going to be eyeliner. I'm using a pencil eyeliner, and I'm using a dark brown color. I think these are a lot easier to work with for beginners compared to eyeliner pens. And I'm just going to take it out really roughly. It does not need to be precise, and I'm going to use my fingernail to blink while I pull my fingernail out, and this is going to extend the wing. I'm going to slightly bring this into the corner of my eye, and then I'm going to tightline my waterline. But I'm only going to tightline halfway into my eye because this will make my eye look bigger and more full. If I went the whole way in, it would kind of give that like siren eye effect. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And remember that eyeliner can be sisters, not twins. They're not going to look identical, and that's okay. Speaking of nails, what do you guys think of my Halloween nails? They are Nightmare Before Christmas themed. My sister is my nail tech, and she has done such a good job. Actually, forgot one last step. This is actually the last step of doing my eyes before I do my mascara, and this is liquid glitter. So I'm going to take the little applicator, and I'm going to put it where I put the eyeshadow shimmery eyeshadow pen. I'm going to put a little bit, just a little bit, where I put my e.l.f. And then if I have any extra, I'm going to put it on my finger and then tap that in where I put my highlighter. Now we are going back to the base, but going in with powder products. So I'm going to start off with my contour. This contour actually has 3 different shades. For the cheeks, I'm going to go in with the 2 lightest shades and just lightly blend this in in over where I did my liquid contour. This will help to set it in place. I don't want to do too much here because then it can look a bit full on and extreme. But when it comes to the nose contour, I'm going to do a mix of every shade. And the way you do your nose contour really affects how it looks. So you're not going to want to go straight down on the side of your nose because that's just from the side. It's going to look really muddy and really, really weird. So I'm going to start up with near my eyebrows and I'm going to blend this in like a C shape. Then I'm going to go down to the tip of my nose. I'm going to do like a little V shape. Then I'm going to go in and do the side, just like an L motion. We're sticking to the alphabet. If you know your alphabet, you'll be able to do your nose contour. We've got a C, a V, and an L. I'm going to take off the excess contour from the brush onto the palm of my hand. And I'm just going to blend everything together. So this is when you can blend it down your nose because it's going to look a lot more natural and less full on. And there we go. That is how I contour my nose. My last powder product for my base routine is going to be blush. Now I'm going to take this on kind of like a flat brush and I'm going to put it under my eye on my cheek. Now I have a lot of, as people would say, blush blindness, but honestly I don't care. Do what you want. I do think that this makeup look isn't for everybody. It can be a bit more extreme compared to everybody else's personal taste. It's still kind of natural, but it's definitely on the less natural side of natural makeup. Thing is, I did do liquid glitter and bright pink eyeshadow, but I still think that this looks so cute. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I like to blend it out with the opposite side of my brush. So use this side to apply the product and then the opposite side to blend it in. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the tip of my nose once again. And this is how we are looking. We're almost there, almost at the end. Now I'm gonna go in and set my face with one more round of setting spray. No powder this time, just because I don't really feel like I need it. Now we're going to be moving on to mascara. I like to use a small mirror for this step just to get really up close and personal with my eye. So first I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. When I'm going in to curl them, before I actually like clamp down, I look at the tip of my nose, as this can really help to make sure that every single eyelash gets incorporated. And I'm also going to slowly like curl upwards. And this will also give a more natural shape because it'll be more like a curl pattern instead of just going like straight up. My eyelashes are not very good at holding a curl, so this is the only mascara that I've ever used that has helped my eyelashes. For other girls who cannot get their mascara to stay curled, I'm going to start off by just doing the tips. This will lengthen the lashes. I also like to look down into my mirror. Now that I've done the tips, I'm just going to do a couple light layers through every single lash from the base, but not too many because that is what's going to weigh down your lashes. And this is what your mascara will look like every time I do this, and it turns out good. It's like such an extreme difference between like this side basically looks like I have no lashes at all. This side almost looks like falsies. Then I'm just going to do light layer on my bottom eyelashes, but here is how my eyes are looking. I'm going to do the other side and I'll be right back. Again, as I said with the eyeliner, eyelashes are more like sisters, not twins. I would even go to say today that they're distant cousins. This is how the eyes are looking. So our final step of the makeup routine today will be my lips. I have a lot of lip products, so the lip routine changes almost daily. So I don't really have a set routine, but I'm going to show you one of my favorite lip combos at the minute. So I'm going to start with my lip tint. This one is well loved and it's also almost empty. So where I put my lip tint, I do this in a specific way as this will create like the fuller lips to make them look a bit more plump. So I'm going to take the lip tint and I'm going to put it on my cupid's bow and just underneath my bottom lip. And then I'm going to blend it out. And then once again, we're using the alphabet to do our makeup today. So for the rest of my lip tint, I'm gonna go in and do a T on my bottom lip and then a V on my top lip, and then just gonna blend it out. This will help to give you that like kind of pouty lip look. Now what goes on top varies. I usually pick between my lip gloss and a lip balm. These two are my favorites, but today I think I'm gonna go in with my lip gloss and then just apply it like lip gloss. I don't really have a special technique for this. I'm going to fix up my hair, take out my hair roller, and I will show you the finished result. This is the final result for my makeup. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you guys if you wanted to create a look similar to this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!